Welcome. I'm Father Kevin, and this is Alert to Good News. Here's a video reflection on the Gospel for Sunday, February 27, the 8th Sunday in Ordinary Time. Once again, our St. Petersburg streets are humming with the Grand Prix races this weekend. It's also tax season again. And I read a story about a man who stormed into the postmaster's office, waving several pieces of mail. He shouted for weeks, "I've been pestered with threatening letters, and I want something done about it." The postmaster calmly replied, "It's against the law to send threats through the mail. Who's sending these letters?" The man snapped, "It's the IRS again." And the moral of the story is, don't mess with the IRS. In the gospel, Jesus says, don't be quick to point out the faults of others while blind to our own shortcomings. Don't be hypocrites. Let your attitudes be in sync with your behaviors. Yes, be men and women of integrity, true to that inner voice we call conscience, or as Shakespeare put it centuries ago, to thine own self be true. Next Wednesday, we begin the Lenten season from Ashes to Easter. It's time to renew ourselves spiritually, to get our priorities straight. Leo Tolstoy, the Russian author, can be a good spiritual guide. Many of us had to read War and Peace in school, but he also wrote shorter, profound parables, good spiritual reading for Lent. For example, A Confession describes Tolstoy's own search for purpose in life. He discovered that the simple farm people of Russia found the answer to this question through their lively Christian faith, their relationship with the triune God, and their relationships with one another. Perhaps Tolstoy's masterpiece was the 75-page novel, The Death of Ivan Ilyich. Ilyich, in exchange for luxury and status, has sacrificed his authenticity and integrity. And the result is a spiritual barrenness. On his deathbed, Ilyich is terrified. Most of the characters imagine what Ilyich's death means for their own benefit. His best friend competes with his widow in seeing who can pretend to be more devastated. The selfishness is obvious. Ilyich's servant, who attends him, is everything Ilyich is not. Humble, poor, devout, and selfless. Ilyich manages to learn just before his last breath the purpose of his own life. And Tolstoy suddenly bathes Ilyich in light, but leaves his reader in suspense about his salvation or damnation. Superficialities are not a flaw reserved for 19th century Russians. This short novel can be powerful Lenten reading because Lent is about asking who and what are our priorities. We follow Jesus, who went into the wilderness for 40 days to ask the same questions. The 20th century novelist Frederick Buechner gives an examination of conscience in these questions. Listen carefully. If you had only one last message to leave to the handful of people who are most important to you, what would it be in 25 words or less? Or, of all the things you have done in your life, which is the one you would most like to undo? Which is the one that makes you happiest to remember? And is this what your last day of your life on earth? What would you do differently about it? This examination of conscience can be a pretty depressing business. Buechner notes, but if sackcloth and ashes are at the start of it, something like Easter may be at the end. And so as we begin the Lenten season, let us ask God for the grace to get our priorities straight and pursue them anew. May the Lord bless you and keep you, and may you have a blessed day and always be alert to good news. Thank you for watching this video. You can see more videos here or simply subscribe by hitting the button below.